Ladies and gentlemen, your life will never rise higher than the level of your thinking. If your mind is chained, your future is chained. But the moment you shift your mindset, doors you never saw before will swing wide open. Storms won't scare you, failures won't stop you, and obstacles will turn into opportunities. Tonight, I'm here to tell you your breakthrough doesn't start with your job, your family, or your bank account. It starts right here in your mind. Shift your mindset and you will shift your life. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to change the direction of your life, you must first change the direction of your thoughts. Everything you see in your life today began as an invisible seed planted in your mind. Your choices, your habits, your victories, and even your struggles are fruits of the thoughts you allowed to take root. A man who believes he is defeated will live defeated. A man who believes he is victorious will walk into battles with confidence. The mind is the steering wheel of your destiny, and until you take control of it, you will always drift with the winds of circumstance. The truth is, life does not move from the outside in, it moves from the inside out. Too often people spend their energy trying to fix external situations without ever addressing the internal condition of their thinking. They want new outcomes but carry old mindsets. They want promotion but think small. They desire breakthrough but rehearse failure. Until the inside is transformed, the outside will remain the same. Change is not an event that falls out of the sky. Change is the natural consequence of a renewed mindset. If you walk into a room believing you are inadequate, the opportunities waiting in that room will shrink before your eyes. But if you walk in knowing you are equipped, knowing you have something valuable to offer, doors will open that you never even noticed before. That is not coincidence. That is the power of perspective. The mind filters everything you see. What looks like an obstacle to one person is a stepping stone to another. What seems like the end to one is only the beginning to someone who thinks differently. There is a reason why people can go through the same struggle and come out with completely different outcomes. One person sees the trial as a burial ground, another sees it as a planting ground. One gives up, the other grows up. The difference is not the difficulty, it is the mindset. The battlefield is not around you, it is within you. If your thoughts are filled with defeat, no external victory can last. But if your thoughts are filled with faith, no external defeat can destroy you. Let me remind you, the human mind is one of the most powerful forces on earth. Nations have been built and destroyed on the strength of ideas. Inventions that changed history started as nothing more than thoughts. Every building, every airplane, every piece of technology was born in someone's imagination before it ever took shape in reality. That is why the greatest gift you can give yourself is the discipline to guard and guide your mind. You cannot allow every negative thought to set up camp in your head. You cannot allow fear to narrate your story. You cannot allow doubt to dictate your decisions. What you dwell on consistently will become what you experience eventually. Many people are living out the echo of their inner dialogue. They wake up every morning rehearsing reasons why they can't succeed, and then wonder why success never finds them. They tell themselves they are not smart enough, not strong enough, not worthy enough, and then they wonder why doors keep closing. But those doors are not closing because of fate, they are closing because of focus. Whatever you magnify in your mind will manifest in your life. Think small, live small. Think growth, live growth. The problem is not always the size of the mountain you are facing. It is the size of your mindset climbing that mountain. A small mindset will see every obstacle as impossible. A renewed mindset will see it as a challenge to be conquered. When your mind shifts, your language shifts. You stop saying "I can't" and start declaring "I will." You stop seeing yourself as a victim and start living as a victor. You stop repeating the failures of yesterday and start writing the victories of tomorrow. Do not underestimate the power of one thought. One thought can destroy a dream, and one thought can birth it. One thought can keep you in bondage, and one thought can set you free. When your mind changes, your vision expands. You stop living by what you see in the natural and start living by what you believe is possible. You stop settling for crumbs when you realize you were created for the banquet table. You stop wandering in circles when you know there is a promised land with your name on it. You cannot control every circumstance, but you can control the way you think about them. A renewed mindset sees the storm, but chooses to believe in the sunshine on the other side. A renewed mindset faces rejection, but understands that rejection is redirection. A renewed mindset does not crumble under pressure, but grows stronger because of it. Every day you have a choice. Will you feed fear or will you feed faith? Will you allow your mind to replay every failure or will you program it with possibility? When you shift your mindset, your relationships shift, your finances shift, your health shifts, your future shifts. Life does not get lighter, but your perspective gets brighter. And when your perspective gets brighter, the weight that once crushed you now builds you. What was once unbearable becomes usable. What once broke you now makes you, all because you chose to think differently. There are people with less talent than you, less education than you, fewer resources than you, but they are walking in victory simply because they chose to believe differently. They refuse to let fear have the last word. They refuse to let doubt set the limit. They refuse to let failure define the finish line. And because they renewed their mindset, they renewed their future. The danger of staying in an old mindset is that it locks you into an old life. You cannot step into new levels of blessing with old levels of belief. You cannot experience new horizons if you are still chained to old limitations. The mind is the gatekeeper. If you change it, you change everything. So do not treat your thoughts casually. Protect them like treasure because they are. What you permit to live in your mind will eventually live in your life. If you want joy, think joy. If you want strength, think strength. If you want breakthrough, think breakthrough. You don't wait for your circumstances to change before you shift your mindset. You shift your mindset and watch your circumstances begin to follow.